Hey, you guys, it's Charlie, and we got Reg joining us tonight.
Good evening, you two.
I am in the process of putting things together. I finally have the hose and the attachments. I thought I had the right attachment to hook to the VDR cleanup sluice, but I got the wrong one. But if I heated it up and put the metal fitting that goes from like the garden hose in there and tightened it down, it was good. So I did that, and now I just have to put everything together and test everything. And I might have my battery, the battery head from Gold Eagle up and running here pretty soon with the VDR cleanup sluice.
Sweet.
I'm still waiting on 3D prints from my brother for the head for the 10-inch sluice. And we're going to test it out with that and see if we can run dirt with that 1100 bilge pump on that 10-inch sluice with even flow 3D print.
Nice.
And then, of course, with that happening, we'll be going out to Nugget Lake once we get the exact location of where they're dumping all the dirt for us to be able to run. And we'll be running as much dirt as we possibly can run.
Very nice.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Sounds like a good plan.
Back with Scuba Steve, if you want, come up and join us. Joseph Harrison, hello. Or Hanson, sorry. For some reason, it looked like Harrison on my computer screen. Maybe I'm just not used to the big, bright background. Because I can't figure out how to set it on dark mode for StreamYard or like the web pages and stuff. And it's like looking into a bright neon sign. At least I don't have the lights up at the moment yet. That's why I look so dark and everything yet. I have to get that all set up. It's a process. It's kind of hard between being at work all the time and being so tired to get home. If you go check out my last short, you'll see we put all that together in one day.
No.
I mean, we did the whole floor deck in one day, and then we did all the walls in one day. And then we're getting everything set up and ready to go for trusses. And then Monday we're swinging trusses and sheeting the roof.
Nice.
That's with Monday. That would be 3.5 days we've been on that house.
That's a lot of work, a lot of effort, but I'm sure it's well worth it in the end.
Yeah, and like DB seeing the house and stuff, and that's one of the smaller ones we do. We can typically get that house done in like 5 days, and that's with like weather days and other stuff permitting, you know. But the biggest one we usually put in is like 9 days, and it's done. And I mean that's a 65-foot by 44-foot house, and then there's pony walls that go on top of everything, so there's a 16-foot high ceiling that goes through the whole center of the house.
Yeah.
Cathedral ceilings, sunroom, back porch, front porch, garage, all that attached to the house. And yeah, it's pretty massive. And then on my weekends, I'm out on the creek digging as much as I possibly can. So there's no rest for Charlie. I'm go 7 days a week.
Well, Charlie, if things go as I think they're going, I'm going to be very busy myself.
Well, from what I see in private chat, and I'm not going to say anything about it until it's 100% certain. But from what you said, I can see why.
Yep. Well, I'll let a little nugget out. You know, a lot of people know Prospectors Pay Dirt out of Toronto. They know the product is, it's questionable. Well, certain offers have presented themselves, and some particular Canadian over here might be entering the pay dirt market in a very real way. And I can guarantee that the product he has is going to turn around to 100% ROI product. And, yeah. We're going to see some good Canadian pay dirt on the market soon.
Yeah, Joseph, typically that's when I would go out. I would leave like Friday night, get there, set up camp and everything, go down, check on the dam where we're going to be working, setting up equipment and stuff like that, get that all set up like that Friday night. And then Saturday, it's a run all day until from sun up to sundown, unless you're me and Matt, where we would just continue throughout the night, 21 hours straight on the creek, which you can go back and watch that on video. But that's also where I fell into the fire and like burnt my whole hand and everything. But we definitely go out there and hit it hard. The only reason why my last trip out, which I still have to do the cleanup, that's why I was trying to get everything set up for that. I got to run a cleanup. That was only 2 buckets, but the one test pan and the one cleanup out of the Green Mountain Gold Trap fluid bed that I was using, which is Matt's, because I forgot my wing nut.
Yeah.
It had really nice, chunky, decent gold in there, and I just moved the dam down like another 12 feet and just picked somewhere on the inside bend and started digging. I was finding good gold. I kept saying we because I'm used to being out there with Matt, and I had to correct myself. Or like even when I go out with Mike, one of my buddies from Minnesota, all the time, I'm always calling him Matt in the video because I'm so used to Matt being there.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah, and I'll let everybody know Matt's content for like videos and stuff. If you want to see his stuff, you have to watch my videos because he doesn't do a whole lot of videotaping or editing or anything like that. So Matt's content is also on my channel. Those videos are part of like his adventure as well.
Well, that's another thing I want to do with my business opportunity is start filming YouTube content, because for my business, I plan to source my gold by going out to these gold mines and working with smaller operations and, coming down to see you guys, buy an ounce of gold from you.
Well,
come back,
I'm not quite there yet. I've got like 7.5 grams, and that's from last year, but that's also mostly spoken for. This year's gold that I'm going to find. This year's gold that I'm going to find, that's all going to my 2K giveaway.
Yeah.
So if like I finally hit that 2K point, the gold that I find from pretty much like now until I hit that point is going into the chest.
Fair enough.
And there's also going to be, some really cool rocks and stuff that we're going to be adding from like some of our adventures out. Like you'll see them in a video, and of course we'll place them into the treasure chest that I have sitting over here.
Yeah.
Just like the 1K chest. This is the 2K chest.
Well, Charlie, I may have something to add to that chest if this business deal goes through, because I'm looking into getting lapidary equipment. I'm looking into getting, smelting equipment and refining equipment and building a silver cell, and you know what I mean? I'm going all out.
See, I'm in the process of setting up like my forge station and stuff like that in the garage, where I'm going to start turning the 125 pounds of railroad spikes that we pulled out of a decommissioned rail. Like literally this straps on my backpack broke once I finally got to the Jeep.
Yeah.
And like it almost all went spilling out on the road, but I've got like a full like camping backpack full of railroad spikes that I'm also going to be turning into knives and stuff and figuring out a price to sell those for.
Yeah.
Of course, members, they'll just automatically get one. I just have to figure out what design or twist or how I want to do that, but members are getting one regardless.
Well, Charlie, one thing I can tell you, you can guarantee will be in that chest is one of my pieces.
Yes, those are awesome. But I also want one for on the shelf up here though.
Oh, you'll get one for the shelf too, bro. Like this opportunity I've got on my hands, man. If I can jump on it and convince my partner to drop the 25K we need, I'm about to step up my game big. It's like going from kindergarten to grade 12 and college diploma in one step.
Yeah, but see, the other thing about it though too is here's a marketing slogan for you: from nugs to nuggets, we got you covered.
Right. I could incorporate that, but that's a separate venture down the road. That's a separate investment.
No, I get it, but it just meshed, because
right.
your former like affiliations with activating or I can't
cannabis community and activism.
Yeah, and getting that all promoted and worked out for Canada and stuff up by your province, and now you're dabbling into the gold thing there, so it's going to be fun.
Absolutely. No, I see great potential with what I can achieve here, and it's just a matter of getting that first foundational block in place. Once I get that dirt business going and start selling my product, I can guarantee cyclical consumption because I'm going to have 100% ROI material. People want their money's worth. We'll give them their money's worth, and we'll do it with a smile and be polite about it.
Right?
We'll do it the Canadian way, eh?
Want to go for a rip, bud?
Yeah, we'll bring you up here. We'll give you a Molson, and we'll have you come to the panning facility, eh?
Eh?
You just got to watch out for the beaver. It likes to dam up the fake river.
Yeah, but then the moose get to eat.
Now, the guy only made $9,500 last year in dirt sales. So, the opportunity to take this company from a $10,000 a year company and turn it into $100,000 or more a year, it's just.
The one thing that I know about the company that you're talking about is they lacked advertising.
Yep.
The word of mouth, and of course they had a lot of shipping delays.
They also had a lack of community involvement.
Yeah. But of course, with us getting involved and helping spread the word and stuff like that, our community is great.
That's another thing. I plan to boost the community as well. Local artists and other pay dirt vendors like, say, Hip B or Flower Gold Wizard. I'll be able to offer them a distribution point from my pay dirt shop. And I don't want to compete with them. I want to help build their product while I build my own at the same time.
Yeah, but see, with that right there, I can see there being an issue because they're going to want their set amount for that golden pay dirt.
That's not a problem. Of course,
you have to make a little bit off of selling their pay dirt.
No, I don't. That's the thing. People think you have to profit off of doing something nice for somebody else. In this case, it is to promote the community. It is to help the little guy get his name out there. So eventually he can get his company going. And, he can do the same thing I am. And if I'm in the right position with my own pay dirt product to be able to invest, I can say, you know what? Here's the bankroll. Here's $20,000. Get yourself started. Sign a contract, guarantee me my money back in the first X amount of time, and we're guaranteed. And by working together and collaborating.
With that kind of investment, I would be able to get my citizenship for here, and then I would be able to travel up there and actually be able to help work with you, Red.
Well, exactly. And that's my thinking on this. I'm not doing it for the sake of making millions of dollars for myself. I want to make enough so I can live comfortably, and the rest is about helping others, helping give people that personal freedom to say, hey, I can go out and dig for gold here because I'm a member of this group and I can guarantee they'll buy my gold and we can all make money. Whether you're a silver crafter or, a metal detectorist, uh, the opportunities for what I can take this small business venture and turn it into, it just expands exponentially.
Yeah.
And there's nothing of the sort like this. I've studied business, I've studied business mechanics. And the thing is, when you focus on greed, sure, you can make millions of dollars, but you're doing it on the backs of other people. Why not give them that freedom to come up with you? Let them make their millions with you, because then everybody wins.
Yep.
Rather than everybody suffering for the sake of one person making all that money. Everybody can make that money. It's just giving them that opportunity.
That sounds like a good idea. If you guys haven't dropped a thumbs up,
I gotta smash that thumbs up. Turn it blue, then black.
I want to see pictures of broken phones in my comment section there because they smashed the thumbs up button so hard.
But yeah, over the past week and a half, I've been talking to a lot of people, putting out a lot of feelers in the industry and talking to small mines and prospectors and doing my market research. And my plan is essentially foolproof at this point.
See, like if I had the money to invest, Reg, I would.
Well,
And I venture, I would.
my business partner, my prospecting partner, Tom, he's got the money to do it. He's just worried about putting the money down. And I can understand because 25,000 is not a small investment.
No, it's not.
It's a serious chunk of change. But the return capabilities of that 25,000 are exponential as long as I do things the right way.
Right.
Now, I could start from scratch, start my own business, and go from there. But the startup cost goes from 20,000 to 60,000 really quick, because you have to factor in your business licensing, your import export, your bylaws, and all the fees that come along with that. Then you come up with the fees for the business startup essential. Ontario likes their cut. So, if I'm buying a pre-established business, it's saving me the pre-establishment of all of that extra work.
Yeah, it just cuts out like 12 different steps that you have
Absolutely.
to take and file all that paperwork and everything.
Absolutely. And the guy's willing to work with us to a degree, so we can use his experience and expertise by him running the business to know how he operated and, how his filing system worked, all of the paperwork, his connections to gold and dirt, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got that available to us. So it just puts us in that perfect spot.
Then of course all your other things like the crystal and picks that you showed off and stuff like that too. That's going to be available on the shop, and
Exactly. And I have a buddy that does chainmail. He made me this bag for my D&D dice. I'm
that
trying to
almost looks like it would be perfect for a snuffer bottle for somebody that goes sniping.
exactly my thoughts. And in fact, I messaged him today asking him if he can come up with a prototype for me. And if it works out, he gets 100% profit for his product, and I'll host it on my site for free. It gets his work out there. It helps him. It also helps expand the business portfolio so people know that we stock more items.
But see, what I would do with that too is I would add a link to his website, because there might be other people that are interested in like buying chainmail and other things for like LARPing
Exactly.
that would also promote his business that way.
How you doing, man?
What's up?
Hey, James. But yeah, I'm looking at supporting local artists and supporting local community members through the business at no cost to them, because in turn, that gets my name out there. It builds their rep, it builds my rep, and everybody makes money.
It's the way to do it.
Yep. And then I've got people like Ace Bullion over in the UK. He's looking for a distributor here in Canada to sell his bullion products and his custom silver pours. Why not host it on my site? Become a distributor. Then I can guarantee I've got, assayed bullion and assayed silver, which guarantees even more income for the business,
I just want to stop in to say, hey, man.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man.
I see a world of opportunities, and it's just a matter of pulling the trigger and getting the ball rolling.
But yeah, I agree with that. Even like small people like myself that like recycle pay dirt gold that they buy and sell small pay dirt bags, that might be able to get them on there and get them out quicker.
Well, that's another thing. I'll be willing to buy gold back at a fair price. Because, if I'm buying it from some of the bigger miners, I can get a better deal on it and be able to offer, 95% of spot price and still be making money on it.
Yeah, because most places only charge like 83% of spot price.
Exactly. You play the market. You play the market the right way, and the market will pay out.
I think the best one that I know of, like buying gold back and giving you a decent price, is Carolina Prospector Shop in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And that's why typically whenever I find gold or anything like that, I'll try to hold on to it until I can get out to North Carolina if I'm going to sell it, and wait until I'm there, because he gives like the best price he can get.
Right. For me, I got a hold of, some of the miners out in BC. I know a few of the community members out there, and they give me spot price for it. Because, they're moving so much volume of gold, they just lump it in with theirs, and they can afford to give me that spot price. Well, I've thought about it deeply. I've run the numbers. I've checked the market. I've checked, the opportunities available. And I just see freaking a Wonka golden ticket sitting on my lap right now.
It's definitely worth the investment and the time that you're thinking about putting into it. It's definitely worth it. I can understand why you're trying to get your partner to help drop the money and get it going because I can see the turnover and the profit from it.
Right.
There was just logistical issues and stuff like that they ran into before, and that's why I believe that they went up for sale.
Well, he also went through some personal hardship, and it resulted in him losing his home, and he moved into an apartment building, and he can't run the shop out of, the apartment building, and he doesn't want to do it out of a storage unit or pay the exorbitant Toronto prices for renting a unit.
Yeah.
So at this point for him, it's either the business folds or he passes it on to somebody who can turn it around and take it to the next step.
But there's also other things that I want to discuss about that with you backstage once we're done. But
one of the best parts of the deal, though, he wants no money up front for the business. He's willing to transfer everything over to me immediately. We're willing to sign everything in contract. And he doesn't really want much for the business. So I might even be able to scoop it up for $5,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$5,000 for a business that can turn a profit of a couple of $100,000 per year. It's just an opportunity someone like me doesn't get often.
No, and I get that. I would have jumped on it too. Like I said, if I had the money to be able to do something, I would have jumped on it. But right now, I'm like scraping as much change together as I can just to get by at the moment until I get back.
I know the feeling, Charlie. I don't have 2 cents to rub together right now. In fact, I don't even have enough chicken and stuff for my son to last until payday. That's why I've been trying to sell that pick and shovel sculpture. I decided, screw the auction. If I can just sell it outright and get the money, it's something, right?
Right.
But yeah, it's tough these days. It doesn't matter what rung of the ladder you're on, it's tough. But better things are on the horizon, brother.
Yeah, it's coming. Like the company that I'm working for, everything is working out great. We're working on houses and stuff that I'm like familiar with. I can go grab the 5 different notebooks for the 5 different houses that we did that have every problem and every little instant that like something would go wrong, what we had to fix, what the measurements were, what the cuts were, everything like that, broken down to detail. That right. I can go, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay, this is usually what's wrong. This is what's wrong. This is what's out of whack. These walls are usually too long. This one's too short. And I can go through the whole list and tell you what's wrong with that house before we even start.
Yeah.
So it's really easy. It's not really like I have to turn my brain on too much. It's just a matter of which direction I'm going that day.
Yep, yeah.
But I also work with 4 amigos that like one speaks broken English and the other 3, when you tell them to do something, they
get that look of ¿Qué pasó?
They look like they don't understand, but you know they understand. You know they do.
Yep.
They just give you that look like I don't understand, and then when you see them go around the corner, they'll be like, "¿Qué pasa?" Awfully slow night tonight. We only got 7 awesome people in here. If you guys haven't, share this out. It's been jumping between like 4 and 10. the lives have been dropping off, the shorts have been kicking up, and long format videos have been doing but it happens. It's because of like restructuring the whole hoopla of everything that happened here and trying to get back on that steady pace again. It's tough.
Understandable, brother. Understandable. Well, if all goes well, things will pick up again soon.
They typically do. They typically do.
That's just getting that word of mouth out there. Charlie's on. Get him out. Get over there. Come on. You know you want to be there.
I mean, I think we usually have fun and interesting conversations and talk about cool prospecting trips and things that we like to do.
Agreed.
DB says, I'm so relieved that I don't put content on my YouTube channel.
See, I'm looking forward to putting more content on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, see,
I am going to have to rebrand.
That's what I'm trying to do too. It's just trying to get the endings finished with my whole cleanup system and everything over here being out of whack is really hard. I got a bunch of buckets outside that I got to clean up. I got a bucket with like this much material in the Jeep right now from Nugget Lake that I got to go through.
I'm still working on my cons from BC.
Yeah, but you're panning your stuff. I'm trying to run my stuff through a cleanup sluice to make it that much quicker.
If my buddy does drop the money, I'm putting the money down to get a few pieces of equipment for the shop, so that way we can do, cleanups and process things properly.
See, because like I want to upgrade my 3-inch and get the 6-inch VDR cleanup sluice. That way I can process a lot more material than just a couple spoons at a time. I might be able to actually put like a teacup at a time in there and be able to process material quicker,
Yes, I'm looking forward to buying a VDR cleanup sluice myself.
And then with getting the 3D printed head, I can also get some high-low V for a cleanup system that I can run through the 10-inch sluice and be able to go through that even quicker. But that'll also be the beach mining mat that we use when we take the 10-inch sluice up to Lake Superior and do some beach mining and stuff up there.
Yeah. Joe, you got 2 nugget bags from Lucky Strike, huh? Any nuggets in them?
Each bag is guaranteed at least to have 1 nugget. Sometimes you get lucky and they'll be like, did I add a nugget? No, I don't think I did.
Throw another one in there. See, that's something I'm looking forward to doing with my page. I'm going to make sure that my bags are sold accordingly. And, I'm always going to weigh 0.1 or 0.2 over. And then every 20 bags, I'll throw in a 0.5 extra. Or, that way people see that. And people are like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll get a good bag. Maybe I'll get a great bag.
It's a lottery.
It's a lottery. I'm getting my money.
It's a lottery. It's a prospecting lottery. That's the way I look at it. It's a prospecting lottery. Because you can pay for a half-gram bag and end up with a gram bag.
Yep.
Or you can pay for a quarter-gram bag and end up with a 3/4 gram bag.
Right.
There's a lottery, and it's one of those things that you never know. It's just like the nugget bags where like 1 out of 20 has like a 3-gram nugget in it. It's those nugget hunts. Those are the ones where people are going to like jump and try and buy as many bags as they possibly can because that bag might have a nugget in it.
Yeah. But if you guarantee 100% ROI every time, plus the opportunity for a nugget, people are going to be like, well, hey, this is worth my money. Shut up. Take my money. And right
But
now,
see,
with Lynch being out of the market, there is a huge gap in the pay dirt market, and it's the Wild West. Anybody could get in right now and become the next leader in the market, as long as they have a quality product.
and see, I just haven't been picking up pay dirt bags. That's why I haven't been putting out pay dirt bags.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, so
likewise, I haven't been able to afford pay dirt for a while. Like my last trip out to BC cost me about $3,000, and I still owe that to my buddy.
yeah, but you're talking about going from like over here by me. You're only like maybe as the crow flies, I would say 300 miles away from me.
Yeah.
You know, and going all the way to the West Coast. I can understand that because even a trip for me, like from here to California, is going to cost me like 2.5, $3,000
Yeah.
just to get out there. You know, depending on like places that we stop to stay, things that we check out along the way to getting there, you know, stopping by a few friends' places on the way out that way or even on the way back, you know.
Yeah.
There's all those detours, and then of course stopping at like historic landmarks and stuff like that to get like, hey, look where I am, you know, quick short and throw it in there for the content and stuff. Um, it's all that you got to take into account too, and then you've also got like national parks that you can go through. You've got other streams and creeks along the way that you happen to pull over and be taking a leak and look over and that looks like a tasty creek. I'm gonna go grab my stuff quick and do a quick pan or two, you know.
Yeah.
Don't know any history about the creek whatsoever or the material that's in the area, but you're gonna jump into that creek real quick and test that out because you never know until you get your pan wet.
Yeah.
That's the big thing about prospecting, though, is like you won't know until you put your shovel in the dirt and get your pan wet.
Yep.
If you don't research, don't do your history, or don't look anything up, and you just happen to drive along and look at a creek and be like, that looks good, but I don't know anything about it. You can either just go out there and do it, or you can go home, research, figure out what kind of material is running through there, where it came from, and if there's any possibility of finding it. Most of the stuff in the area from me towards the west of Wisconsin all has really good gold. It's mostly flour, micro stuff. I mean, I think it's this one here. No, I got it somewhere. But it like, and then like down by like Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, all those areas, you can start finding a little bit more chunkier stuff because I've got some nice chunky little nuggets that I found at Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp, which for a 3-day weekend cost me $75. That included rental of tools and everything like that, and that's what I paid for is the tools and prospecting. Your campsite was free with that $75.
See, that's a good deal.
You have to be respectful. Don't do any like stupid stuff like drugs or anything like that on site, and keep your drinking to a minimum.
See, that's the type of thing I would love to do in the long run, you know, with my business. Buy some claims and start doing stuff like that. So then that way it offers another facet for the business to make a bit of money, but at the same time it gives other people that opportunity.
But see, you can also sell those as memberships.
Exactly.
You know, you sell a membership to that area. It costs you so much a year.
Yeah.
Or even monthly. You can break it down monthly. That it costs you so much a month or so much a year. And then you'll be able to, like, it'll be one of those things where it's like booking where, like, okay, the campsites are booked from this day to this day. You know, but if all the campsites are booked up for that like weekend or that week or something like that, then you have to cycle it into the next week and try and make that work for people. Right. Because otherwise you're going to have a lot of overlapping people trying to come at the same day That's why you got to try and limit it unless you got other people that are there to help them get out to the spot, show them how to use the equipment, things like that. Which,
Well, that's where community comes in handy, right?
right,
If
because
you
you'll have
utilize the right people in the community that have businesses and have, that opportunity and the knowledge, the know-how, we work together,
get out
collaborate.
there and get out there and show them how to pan, how to set up the equipment, how to run the stuff, and I would be down for doing something like that, no problem. But of course,
Well,
for me to travel up by you, it's a whole nother issue.
I get it. It's likewise, I need a passport and, a whole bunch of other shit.
Well, this guy, if I leave the United States right now, I can't come back for 10 years.
Yeah. At least you'd be safe here in Canada. We take care of you, eh?
Yeah. All I could think of is Super Troopers and them chugging the maple syrup.
I can always build you an igloo in the backyard.
Love you. Talking to the wife quick.
Weird when you kind of...
Yeah, I'm just gonna run all that.
That's where you're supposed to be like, Reg, aw, I love you too.
Don't worry, lots of love from the community here.
Yeah, but a 3.7 nugget was it in? But yeah, this has been a pretty interesting night. We've had a pretty good conversation. We still have 6 awesome people in here.
Yeah.
Typically, I get most of my views on the live streams and stuff after the live ends anyway, but
everybody's probably out doing their own thing tonight. Who else is streaming tonight?
Which one of the 246 different channels that stream on the same day I do?
Yeah.
Usually if Ohio River History is going live, then
we got Wrenches Repairs up right now.
That's probably where a lot of people are at tonight.
Yeah. It happens.
No, and like the scheduling and everything like that. And last week I couldn't do a live stream. I had no internet, nothing here at the house. I had to get the bill paid. Of course, falling behind on a bunch of shit. But it happens.
Yeah.
And of course, I can't blame anybody else but myself because of this situation and how it was handled and how things happened. And of course, if anybody would like to know, come on up. We'll talk about it backstage. It's not something that I'm going to throw out there publicly on YouTube, but if you want to know about it, I'll let you know. I ain't going to sugarcoat anything. If you want to know, I'll tell you exactly what kind of situation I'm in. But it's one of those things that I have to take care of it. I have to get it done, and it's just the way it's going to have to be. That's why I didn't go to North Carolina this year. That's why I canceled the trip up to Alaska this year, and that's like my number one bucket list thing to do is go to Alaska, and I would have been working on a gold claim, building sheds for the cleanup. But I couldn't do it for what they wanted to pay me and for what I was going to have to give up. For 1 month, I made that in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But of course, he was paying for the flight there, providing a vehicle, food allowance, and the flight back.
Right. Well, you weighed your options, and unfortunately, it just wasn't the time.
Right, DB? right.
Yes, life's a bitch, and so's my ex-wife. Oops, sorry, did I say that online?
See, like going up to the Wisconsin Michigan Prospectors Club last weekend cost me like $411.
Mark Miller's in the house. Good evening.
But that was my fault because I didn't have my front plate on. The stickers were in the wrong placement because I had like a stack sticking out this far off the license plate from all the years that I've been using it. And it was one of the state troopers that had pulled me over, and he had no sense of humor.
One of them, huh?
Yeah, so I got like a $200.50 ticket for driving after suspension, $200.50 ticket for no proof of insurance, and a $10 ticket for driving with no seatbelt.
Damn.
But it's all good. It happens. I'm used to it. I've only been driving around for the last 14 years without a license, so it's just one of those things that you just pay the ticket and you're on your way.
Yeah, misdemeanor.
They're all like traffic stops and stupid stuff anyway. It's not like I'm getting pulled over for running like kilos of coke or something like that, you know.
Right.
And like a lot of them, like some of the cops, when I was going down to meet up with Milwaukee Matt, going down to Cottonwood Trails, I got pulled over like 10 minutes from his place. And the cop's like, well, you're out of my jurisdiction. We're not here looking for prospectors. We're looking for drug runners. Have a good night. See you later.
Yeah.
Just let them go.
Well, there are some nice ones out there.
Yeah, and I try to give them shout outs. I try to say, like, back the blue, you know, that's what they're there for. And it's one of those things that when I do get pulled over, I'm not mad at them. They're just doing their job.
Right.
I was the one that was driving like an idiot, and that's why I got pulled over. Agreeable. It's just I pay that ticket and just move on with it. How you doing, Mark? One of these weekends I got to get up by him because there's some stuff I still got to drop off to him as well.
Well, I'm hoping with this business venture, I'll be able to do a lot more traveling.
Yes, it is, Mark. Yes, it is. Just like you and Mike putting stuff together on the Jeep at the last Flash Bash. They drove down and like, what was it, the starter or something like that? Or no, the alternator completely fried out.
Oh. Sounds like my first trip out to BC. The alternator died on us in the middle of the 400 in Toronto. 4-lane highway, and we're in the smack dab middle of the freaking highway with a dead van during rush hour. And we make it up to Thunder Bay. The alternator completely gives out. Took us 3 days to get a new alternator. Then we make it out to BC, and the coil decides to go on us, and our brakes decide to go on us. The AC decided to go on us. First year out west was a costly trip. And of course, we took a Dodge Ram camper van. So, you know, pieces for that thing are near impossible to find. And if you do find them, they are super expensive.
There's my email, Mark Miller. Yeah, and if anybody in the Wisconsin area or even Minnesota area, May 17th through the 26th, we're doing Charlie's birthday dig and Nugget Lake. We'll be renting like campsite 35 through 41. We'll all be off the Blue Trail leading down to the The creek, of course, I will warn you now, the Blue Trail, there's a hill like this to get there. Or we can park down on the road for those who cannot make that steep hill down to the creek. And we'll walk in the nice route. The nice route, Matt or Mark, is like over where we had crossed over further up on the green trail and had walked through the huge thicket patch of the burning nettle to get to the creek. Like literally we walked through a patch of burning nettle that's probably the size of my studio. And like everybody else is burning and I'm walking through it and I'm like, what? What? And that's in shorts.
My prospecting partner hit some poison ivy our first year out there, the day we were supposed to come back. 2 days in the hospital, dealing with an eye swollen, and yeah, it got bad.
Yeah, I had a real bad run-in with poison ivy when I was a kid. And ever since then, doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm talking about like 90% of body covered in poison ivy.
Damn. Good evening, Ajot.
How you doing, Ajat? Yeah, if anybody would like to come up and join us, link is pinned to the top of the chat.
I'm surprised.
Of course,
Jim's
no twig and berries. No twig and berries, please. No flashing. Not permitted.
I'm surprised Rock Butcher's not here tonight.
I believe he said he was passing out early.
Yeah, he looked kind of tired last night.
Well, he already had the surgery in the one eye to see better, and he's like, I'm surprised. This used to be my bad eye, and now it's my good eye. And he's like covering the one, and it's like...
I just
Volcano!
got sprayed with freaking burning hot freaking dab. It sprayed all over my hand. Ow.
It happens.
It happens. It's okay.
That's why I said volcano as soon as I heard that cough through that straw.
You want another one after you just coated my hand? I'm wearing the outfit still, and you want another one?
Soldering your guitar back together?
Oh.
What happened to it, Mark? Which guitar? 1,
Hopefully it'll
12,
survive.
18, 22. No, Mark has like an extensive and really badass guitar collection.
I've seen some of them. I remember him showing off a few of them on previous streams a while ago.
Then also a really awesome mineral collection too. He's got some really nice like cubed pyrite chunks and stuff that he's picked out of rock himself.
Speaking of mineral collections, I need to do some research and talk to my local geological society, see when their auctions are coming up. Start buying some large specimens and
That's the other thing with the other venture that you're looking at into getting into, gold shows.
Yep.
And
That's already back here in the back of the brain.
and like the prospecting club that I'm part of up in Wasaki, we're talking about setting up our own gold show and trying to get involved with the Wisconsin Minnesota Prospecting Club. And I think one down by Milwaukee, and trying to get all together and doing a gold show and doing stuff like that,
Right.
promoting people.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? I mean, we have enough members and people to get stuff together and do things and know which hands to grease and which ones to call over. And
Exactly. It's all about networking.
Yep.
You network with the right individuals, and all manner of things become possible. That's
Definitely.
basically what I'm counting on for my business plan, is my capability of networking. I've gotten myself in a very good position with the Canadian gold mining industry through Dan Hurd and SIBO and Andy Thrax and all that. And it's just a matter of putting those community resources in the right place at the right time and making sure that it helps everybody.
And like David Vila said right there, that's also called prospecting.
Yep.
Because like prospecting is a vague term.
Absolutely.
You can prospect for spots to go metal detecting. You can go prospect for spots to go magnet fishing. You can prospect for gold. You can prospect for silver.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the businesses too. You're going out on prospecting adventures to see which people are interested in investing into your company or invested in buying stuff from you from your company.
Yep.
Or even promoting items onto your company. It's all, you're going out to prospect to see if you can find anything that's worth value for you or for the people around you.
Absolutely. It's called smart business.
Right?
Can we breathe this time? Said, can we breathe this time? I'm
But
not
yeah,
gonna
I
break
think
her
we're
timeline.
probably going to call it here. We've got 8 awesome people in here. We've been sitting steady at about 10. If we had more people in here, we would go for the extra half hour, but it's kind of petering. I would like to say thank you for everybody that did come in and join and watch tonight. For those that did pop up on panel, like James, thanks for coming up and joining us. Really appreciate that. Even though it was brief and quick. Doors always open as long as you're clothed.
10:30.
So on that note, we're going to call it a night. Head backstage and hang out there for a bit. Anybody else that would like to come up and join us backstage, more than welcome to. The link is pinned right there. But on that note, we're going to head out. Thanks, YouTube, for watching, and catch you guys next week.
Have a great night, YouTube. And Charlie, before you end the stream, just want to plug this out there one more time. If anybody is interested in one of my pieces, this one here is for sale for $150 US plus shipping right now.
And that is a fair price for that because there's a lot of time and material that went into making that. You had to source all the crystals, source the gold, make the pick and shovel, and put it all together. So there's time and labor involved in that, and the price is fair. Like if I had the money to pay for it, I would pay for one now. It's totally worth it.
My email is up on my channel in the About section if anybody wants to reach out to me.
And I had dropped mine in chat not too long ago. If you can't happen to get a hold of Reg, get a hold of me, and I will directly send him that information via Facebook, text message, or whatever.
Absolutely.
But good night, YouTube. Thank you for watching, and remember to smash that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't.
Cheers from Canada, eh?
Hey.